Hello, Victor here, RestoreYourMercedes.com, and this video is for Darrin in New York City. And here we have a 2000 S430, and I just want to show you, Darrin, what's happening there with the suspension situation, the connections and everything. So let's take a look. I just removed this the covering. This is the wheel covering, so it's like a splash guard. And here we have our compressor, and we have our control valve right up there. That's a distribution block that distributes the air through shocks and to the storage reservoir, pressure reservoir. And you remember I showed you the issues here when we don't have proper activation of supply lines. So right now I disconnected. Well, first of all of the connections are marked and they're all in the right locations. So as we can see, the hoses, blue, gray, brown, or whatever this color is, like black, yellow, red, green. So all of them in their respective locations, as you can see, green to green. So this was not touched. So that makes me think that there's nothing wrong here with hoses. Nobody touched the hoses. Compressor, as you can see, rusted off. Right here there's a post that the compressor should sit on, and actually it's supposed to sit on these little rubber buffers, and they're also spring loaded, so there's no vibration transferring through the chassis when compressor activates. There is also this little filter over there. It's supposed to be in there, up. I don't know, it's just fell out. It's gotta be up there. And compressor should have been sitting somewhere around here. So, and I saw what your mechanic did. He had the zip tie of a compressor just to hold it up. But this zip tie is too weak for that, and obviously it's gonna break. If you want to do zip tie, then obviously it has to be with massive thick zip tie. But what I need to do is need to find the problem. So let me explain my thinking, what I'm gonna do here. So we have, this is a storage tank, the one we had a problem with, and the code. So the storage tank here connected to my little handheld pump, and it's not leaking. I put like half a bar. But if there is a leak, obviously either it would be very slow, but I cannot pump it up to like 7, 8, 10 bars. That's not going to happen with hand. But we know that it held pressure. There was some pressure in this line when I took it off. There was nothing coming out the valve, and that's good. But I still think that the actual valve is at fault, because it's not diverting air. Most likely, based on the amount of rust around here, you know, even if this thing just rusted off, you know, these bolts are pretty dire, then I have a suspicion that somehow moisture got in. When moisture gets in, it obviously goes in the system. It should be moisture free, and I'm thinking some of these valves inside are actually stuck, and therefore we have the situation with diversion of the air. Ideally, I would like to remove it and test individual valves based on the schematic diagrams and stuff. This is a pressure sensor here. But to remove this valve, I have to take it out from under there. But if you look under there, it's quite rusty. See this nut right there, there's another one further down the line. Right down in there. So, but to get those out, I have to remove the compressor, so everything is gonna just break. That's my feeling. Plus, if you already do that, then we might as well replace the holder, because I'm gonna have to spray these bolts and let them soak, because I don't want to make break posts like this. See, the posts, it's supposed to be a little post, breaks off because of rust. Same here. See, this post has broken off. This one remains. So for that reason, before I would even go for that, I would like to have parts on hand. So I'm gonna call you once you see this video. I'm gonna call you, so we'll make a game plan over here and see what we can do. I have another idea, which is kind of crazy idea, but it's still a possibility. I can open up this line here. I don't want to do it, but I can open it up, and I can spray, basically open them all and spray silicone in it. Hopefully the valve will free up, and then it might start working again. But this is not really recommended because you don't want to introduce any kind of chemicals in the system. You want it to be just dry, just no air, no moisture, just dry. So connectors are fine, nice and clean, no problems with them. Same on this control connector. This is the control connector. See, I might try to actually activate valves and listen to them, see if they work by pressing, by you know, just like with valves installed in place. Because the valve itself, as you can see, this is the solenoid blocks right behind this plastic, and here's just the connection. So solenoids are right there, like in this portion of the valve assembly. So I'll see what I can do, but I have a suspicion this is what happened. I had a customer with what was it, R350, the air suspension in the back, and it would in the winter time it would freeze up. There was water in the system, it would freeze up and the car would not rise. So it's and then when it would get warm, the car would work fine. There was water in the system, moisture. Suspension control modules seem to be fine. I don't see no kind of water damage or any kind of water that would have caused any damages to the module itself. So that I don't think it's the module, because activations happen. You saw on my computer, you can see activation happening. So I doubt that the module is at fault in our case. So this is basically my kind of a thought process here, and ideal situation would have been just to replace the filter, of course. Compressor pumps, so maybe we'll leave compressor, but the actual holder, bracket, and the valve, because I might be able to remove the bracket. I can break all these bolts, make everything free, but then obviously I will need new bracket and new bolts. We're missing these like spring-loaded holder here. Like there's a bolt that's supposed to, like there's a nut on the bottom. There's supposed to be a threaded extension down up to here about, and then as you can see how this one is like, see there's gonna be a spring under, see the spring, so it suspends compressor away from the frame, so no vibration. Whoever changed the strut, they didn't put the little zip tie here. They broke it, but they didn't put the new one, so I can take this zip tie out and put a new zip tie in its place, because you don't want these wires to get loose. It won't hurt just to keep them together. So I'll put a little zip tie there. Other than that, we're looking good here. Okay, so this is where I'm going to end this video at, and once you see it, just call me and we'll discuss this further. Alright, so this is Victor at historiamercedes.com. Thank you for watching.